How a Super Empath Tortures a Narcissist. There's a strange kind of power in empathy, one the narcissist never sees coming. When a narcissist first meets a super empath, they think they've found their perfect target: kind, forgiving, emotionally open, and endlessly patient. They see softness, not strength. What they don't understand is that a super empath doesn't just feel deeply, they see deeply. They see through charm, manipulation, and ego. And when that vision awakens, the narcissist's entire game starts to fall apart. Because nothing terrifies a narcissist more than someone who understands them too well and refuses to play along. At first, the empath plays their expected role. They forgive, they listen, they try to heal. They think their compassion can fix the narcissist's wounds. But that's the first kind of torture: seeing the truth. When the empath's eyes finally open, when they stop idealizing and start observing, the narcissist feels exposed. They've spent their life surviving on illusion, on people believing their mask. But the empath stops reacting. They go silent. They look at the narcissist not with love or fear, but with calm recognition. That calm is unbearable for a narcissist who needs emotional chaos to feel in control. The next torture comes from refusing to mirror the drama. Narcissists provoke to get a reaction: anger, guilt, fear, anything that feeds their ego. But the super empath doesn't fight back. They stay still while the narcissist rages, manipulates, and plays victim. They simply say, "I understand." That simple sentence destroys the narcissist's control because it means, "You no longer affect me." When the empath won't argue, won't cry, won't chase, the narcissist loses their favorite source of power: your emotional response. Then comes the mirror effect. The empath starts reflecting the narcissist's behavior back, not with cruelty, but precision. When the narcissist withdraws affection, the empath quietly withdraws too. When they lie, the empath stops explaining. That subtle mirroring leaves the narcissist confused and desperate. They're used to dominating emotions, but now they're facing their own reflection: cold, distant, and unbothered. For someone who's built their identity on control, that's psychological torture. But the ultimate blow is indifference. The empath no longer needs the narcissist's approval, apology, or validation. They stop seeking closure. They stop trying to fix what's broken. And that emotional detachment removes the narcissist's oxygen, attention. Whether it's admiration or anger, narcissists need to occupy your emotional space. When you go silent and content, they feel erased. That's worse than hate. It's invisibility. And invisibility to a narcissist feels like death. Another way a super empath tortures a narcissist is through authentic happiness. Narcissists expect you to crumble without them. They want proof that they mattered, that they were the center of your world. But super empaths rebuild fast. They smile again. They find peace, purpose, and joy. That happiness is pure agony to a narcissist because it shatters their fantasy of being unforgettable. They realize the person they once devalued now shines brighter without them, and nothing cuts deeper than being replaced by peace. Then there's empathic awareness. The super empath can predict the narcissist's moves because they understand emotional patterns. They know exactly when the narcissist will hoover, play victim, or test boundaries. But instead of reacting, they observe. Imagine being a manipulator whose tricks no longer work. Every attempt met with calm silence. That's not just frustrating. It's terrifying. It means the narcissist has lost their ability to influence the one person who once gave them everything. And the beauty is, the empath doesn't have to do anything cruel. Their healing itself is torture. Every boundary they set, every act of self-love, every quiet night of peace tells the narcissist, You no longer control me. The narcissist interprets this freedom as rejection, but for the empath, it's liberation. The narcissist's worst nightmare isn't being hated, it's being irrelevant. Watching the empath evolve without them is like watching the mirror crack, because the narcissist must finally confront what they are without someone to reflect their false greatness back. Over time, the narcissist will often return. They'll test the waters with nostalgic messages, guilt trips, or sudden affection. They'll say things like, "You're the only one who understood me," or "I've changed." But the empath now sees through it all. They may listen, calmly, politely, but there's no emotional hook anymore. The narcissist feels this detachment instantly. They realize the bond is gone, the energy gone, the control gone. That cold absence of emotional supply is the most painful punishment of all. Then comes the boundary phase. The empath starts saying no, without guilt, without explanation. They no longer justify their choices or bend to please. Narcissists see boundaries as defiance, but when the empath enforces them quietly, the narcissist's intimidation loses its power. The empath no longer fears abandonment because solitude is now peace, not punishment. That emotional independence dismantles every manipulation tool the narcissist once had: guilt, shame, threats, and fear. Another quiet torture is truth itself. The super empath lives in alignment. Their words and actions match. Their life becomes grounded in integrity, something the narcissist can't fake. When others see the difference, one person calm and real, the other performative and reactive, the narcissist's image begins to crumble. They can't compete with authenticity. The empath doesn't need to expose them. Life does it naturally. Light always exposes shadows. And the narcissist begins to realize they are the shadow. But the final, most devastating form of torture is forgetting. Narcissists live to be remembered. They expect to haunt your mind forever. So when the empath truly moves on, doesn't talk about them, doesn't stalk them online, doesn't even mention their name, the narcissist feels erased. Because for them, not existing in your world is worse than death. Hatred means you still care. Indifference means you never will again. Here's the paradox. The empath never wanted to torture anyone. They simply wanted peace. But peace itself is the narcissist's punishment. Every time the empath chooses silence over argument, calm over chaos, and self-respect over approval, the narcissist's influence dissolves. The empath doesn't scream or fight. They rise. Their healing becomes the loudest statement of all. And in the end, that's the real power of a super empath. They don't destroy the narcissist through revenge. They do it through evolution. By outgrowing them, they force the narcissist to face what they've avoided their entire life: their own emptiness. Every moment of peace, every display of calm strength, every boundary held with grace is a mirror showing the narcissist who they truly are. That's not vengeance. That's truth. And truth, to a narcissist, is the most painful mirror of all. So if you've ever been the one who loved too much, forgave too often, and tried to save someone who didn't want to change, remember this: your empathy isn't your weakness, it's your power. When you stop giving it to the wrong person, it becomes the fire that sets you free. Because the ultimate way a super empath tortures a narcissist is by healing completely and never looking back.